Hey, I'm making meatloaf today, and I make it different every time. There's really no set way to make it. There's my hamburger, had a pretty good sale, and the meatloaf mix that I use. I just get whatever they have. The stores don't carry the one I usually like, but this one calls for a package of the seasoning, which is really weak. I add things to it. 2 pounds of beef, 2 eggs, half cup of milk, fourth a cup of breadcrumbs, and a half a cup of ketchup, which I hate ketchup. I'll be showing you some of the things I add to make it taste better. And my dog's in here drinking water. That's the slurping that you hear, because that's just what he does every time I try to film something. Okay, I will continue. So anyways, I am not going to use a full 2 pounds. I don't need that much. It's only 2 people eating this. And I'm going to be splitting this in half, adding this, and the called for ingredients besides the ketchup. And I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, so I cut the meat in half. I'm going to go ahead and start. This is sort of room temperature. And so is my egg. You want your egg and your meat to be kind of room temperature. It's just easier to mix. I'm going to mush this up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to add my egg. To the milk. So I cut the milk in half because I'm only making half. This called for a half a cup of milk. I have a fourth. Called for 2 eggs. I'm using 1. Mix that up. Nice and yucky. And then I also like to add a little bit of Worcestershire or steak sauce if you have it, because these mixes are just weak. And one of the first ingredients in that mix is salt, so I don't put any salt. Pepper. I don't use no wimpy pepper. See that big flakes of pepper? That's some real pepper right there. I don't like the other brand pepper because it's like dust. I don't want pepper dust. Some pepper in there. And mix this up a little. My nosy dog is in here because he heard me talking. And he thinks I'm talking to him. I'm still a little bit hoarse today. I feel a lot better. I'm having a little bit of this for medicinal purposes. It's peanut butter whiskey, and it tastes awful. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, yuck. Alright. I'm gonna add some onion powder. I normally add fresh, and I don't really measure that. This mix does have some onion. It's got paprika. It's got gluten, celery seed, mustard, and salt, spices, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyways. A certain point here, I'm going to use my hands to mix this because you just cannot get everything mixed in good with a spoon. I don't care how you try. Okay, there goes my breadcrumbs. Again, I cut that amount in half. That called for a fourth a cup. I'm using 6 tablespoons. And let's see, my secret ingredients. Okay, to give it some flavor, because meatloaf can be very bland. Thyme. I use about a tablespoon of thyme. The topping calls for ketchup. I cannot stand it. It's just plain. This is what you need. Anything that calls for ketchup, use chili sauce. The stuff is so good, I stock up on it. It calls for it for the topping. I also put a little bit in there. It doesn't taste like chili. If you've never had it, it really does not taste like chili. It's kind of tangy. There we go. Enough of that. Okay. What else am I missing? Oh, the mix itself, which you can use any brand or none. Just load up on your spices. You could put garlic in here, but I'm gonna skip that. Yeah, the thyme definitely kicks it. They put red pepper flakes in it. No ketchup though. I do put mustard in sometimes. Alright, I'm going to get rid of that spoon. And here we go. Gloves for mixing meat. I don't like the feel of raw meat, and I have long nails, even though I washed my hands. You really don't want to touch it all up in your food if you got long nails, because no matter, even if you scrub underneath your nails, there can be some bacterias up in there. Alright, mix the hell out of it. This is going to make a small meatloaf, because like I said, really don't want any leftovers. There might be maybe 1 or 2 pieces left over after we eat today. Get it all in there. I have small hands. These gloves are large. I cannot stand a plain meatloaf that tastes like a straight up hamburger. I mean, like, what's the point? You gotta really add a lot of stuff. And blend it. Some people use oatmeal. I don't care for that as a binder. Alright, I think that's good enough. And then you loaf it. Shape it into a loaf. I have a loaf pan, but I use it for bread, and I don't want to ruin my good bread pan. So I'm just going to plop it in here. I don't put any topping on yet. I wait until it's done. And then I put the chili sauce on the top. All right, that's it. $3.75 for an hour. I'm also making mashed potatoes with this, and I'm not going to show you the recipe for that. It's pretty self-explanatory. But I wish Liam would help me. Liam, you gonna help? Liam, wake up. And the dog is awake again. Yeah, you guys are no help. Not gonna help, huh? You're gonna help get the door all dirty though, huh? What was that? You getting lippy? Getting lippy with me, huh? Huh? Oh, you guys want out? Okay. Okay. I know, it's nice out today. There you go. What about you, Liam? Okay, leave them birds alone. I'll just be in here cooking, you know, doing the thing that I do. Have fun, guys. Alright, so it's done. It's sizzling hot. It kind of puffed up a little bit. Just gonna go ahead and throw on that chili sauce. And spread it out. It's not super runny, you know, it's kind of thick, so it gets kind of hot on there and doesn't just all fall off. All right. I might add a little more, I don't know yet. But what I am gonna do is take it out of this greasy mess. My old man is working a 12-hour shift today. He's almost home, so I timed it perfectly. Alright, I'm going to soak this because it is gross and greasy. Alright, I would cut into it right now, but I'm going to let it rest. It's kind of hot. Add a little bit more of this sauce. And I've got mashed potatoes going. I'm not going to show that because that is so basic and easy. Although I do have a secret ingredient for my mashed potatoes. I put sour cream in it and onion powder. And I blend it up with a hand mixer. Yep, I sure do. So that's it. I'm going to let this rest. I got to make sure that Liam doesn't get up here. I'm going to be in this room anyway, so he's not going to be a problem. And by the time the potatoes are done, he'll be home and have a hot meal. I'm a little old-fashioned like that, you know? I mean, I'm here today anyway, so there's no excuse. He's going to come home starving, and he's got a good meal, a good hot homemade meal. And that, my friends, is how you keep a man. Bon appetit.